Win of the week goes to Fernando Alonso. He managed to drag the AMR 26 all the way to the checkered flag, without the engine undergoing a complete existential collapse. Imagine playing the F1 game but the PS5 controller vibration feedback is stuck the moment you turn the console on. Also, the vibration isn't just in your hand, it's in your chair, your monitor, and your spine. Absolutely horrific working conditions. He also became a father this week, which is merit enough for the win of the week. Good job, old man. Q1, nothing interesting to report to the board. Q2, Lindblad vs Verstappen. Lindblad is operating a Toro Rosso, while Verstappen is driving a certified Milton Keynes shitbox. Because Verstappen is driving a powerless shitbox, he lost 2 tenths, avoiding his pass to Q3, Lindblad knocking out Verstappen. Absolutely incredible. Q3, during quali there were traces of actual competitiveness, but we live in the Mercedes 2.0 era, so getting pole position, it's a combination of divine intervention and a clerical error. McLaren tried it with Piastri, but the deployment wasn't enough, P3 for him. So it all falls into the hands of Leclerc. The Emperor of Gucci has to deliver the perfect lap. Purple first sector, but coming out of the spawn curve, he slightly loses the rear, making him gain 20 hundredths of the lap. It's over, Leclerc P4. And here's where I start the rant. Honestly, this qualifying format is just a bureaucratic disaster. It's one thing to worry about taking corners properly, and a completely different nightmare to manage the UI of your battery state. The problem isn't the complexity, it's the sheer unpredictability. If the cars have a static speed cap of 20 or 270 km per hour, fine, no problem. The car is slow for an F1 standard, but we know we can reach it. But with DC electric boost engines, the speed cap is hidden behind the deployment. So you can expect a standard 270 because it's technically at 300, but if you don't use it, you're stuck at 260. Does it make sense? No, I don't understand these regulations either. And it's not my fault, it's the producer's fault. I've wasted too much time here. Moving on to the race. The race had a 10-minute delay because some millionaire crashes Porsche on the track. They had to repair the barriers. The delay wasn't that bad. Honestly, it allowed me to appreciate the food the fans brought to the party and the avant-garde dance group did their choreography, which I have to say was the entire highlight reel of the race. The choreography was spectacular. Surgical movement, it's the closest thing to a great girl we have in modern F1. And we take those wins wherever we can get them. Ignoring the Hollywood industry plans, let's look at the race. The start was chaotic, in the worst way possible. Usually chaos at the start means crashes or unpredictability. Here's it was the latter. McLaren updated their engines with the Only Max Premium package, giving them competitive edge back, putting Piastri in second. The Ferrari have built-in drag mode, making them launch faster than the rest, leaving the Mercedes in the mode. I should mention the rest of the race was just back and forth, overtake here, overtake there. But I couldn't even finish watching the whole thing. I was fighting for my life trying to not to fall asleep, because driver skill has been completely decimated and destroyed by this regulation. Suzuka was just one of those circuits that confirmed the popular consensus. This doesn't work. Before entering a spawn, Berman was carrying more speed than Colapinto. Sounds normal. The problem is Colapinto dumped his entire battery deployment way too early, leaving Berman with 2 options: rear-end Colapinto car and retire them both, or swerve left and let Jesus take the wheel. He chose the option 3, avoid Colapinto and try to maneuver the car doing 300 km per hour with 0 aero and no traction, heading straight into a corner. Thankfully, these cars are safe, and the accident was avoided because they aren't just aluminum cans with an engine attached. However, Berman got concussed from the impact and was transferred to the locker rooms after failing the concussion test. Fortunately, no permanent damage to the driver, just numbness and a psychological shock he will carry for the rest of his life. The back and forth continues, and we have our winner, Antonelli. The guy who literally never saw daylight's entire race. Second place, Piastri, proving that taking vacations is mandatory to get better corporate results. And Leclerc, because someone has to get a podium for the boys in red. Am I skipping a lot of positions and overtakes from the race? Yes. Is this journalism? No, it's a rant disguised as a schizopod. Does it provide any value? Negative. It is a waste of time. Yes. F1. You have 2 weeks to fix this. Nerfing the electric motor isn't enough. Bring back refueling, slash the battery power to a minimum, and leave the boost as an additional component, not the core mechanic. Make the race watchable. You don't have ground effect anymore. The competition actually exists. It's there, and it's entertaining. But the race itself is horrific to look at. I'm mad. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, more than anger, it's just frustration. You guys ruined my weekly soap opera. The BELTY this week goes to Liberty Media. Not only did they ruin the sport, but they also made F1 more global than ever, certainly making it much more accessible to the whole world, which isn't a bad thing if you do things right, which is incorporating motorsport culture to the masses. But they choose the opposite. They choose to incorporate mass culture into motorsport, making it dumber, less rigorous, and artificially unpredictable. I don't even know what to expect at this point. We have like 19 races left in the fiscal year. They need to fix this. I don't care about the engagement numbers anymore. I just want to see races won or lost in the pit box, not because of an anemic engine. Thanks for listening. Have a nice day.